Hello, my dear little shining stars. How are you all? I hope you all are doing really very well. So, in our today's class, we are going to start our chapter number 6. And the name of this chapter is Verbs. Okay? Verb means the another name of verb is action words. Okay? So, here you can see the definition of verb. A verb is a doing word that shows an action, an event, or a state. Okay, so what is the meaning of verb? Verb is a word which shows in our sentence about any action, about an event, or any state. Okay, the second one, a sentence may either have a main verb, a helping verb, or both. Any sentence, okay, means a sentence will always considered as incomplete if there is no main verb or no helping verb is present. Okay, so for the completion of any kind of sentence, we always need main verb or helping verb, or sometimes both. In other words, a verb is a word that informs about an action, an existence of something, or an occurrence. Okay, so in very short way, my dear students, or in our other words, we can say that a verb is a word. Okay, a verb is nothing but a word which always which always inform us about any kind of action, about any kind of existence, or about any kind of occurrence happening in the entire sentence. The verb is the main word in a sentence. Okay, now which part of the sentence is considered as the main part or main word? Verb. No sentence can be completed without a verb. Okay, every sentence, each and every sentence is incomplete without without mentioning any verb word. Now we are going to see how many types of verb. Okay, so our topic is types of verb. There are mainly two type of verb. The first one is our main verb or action verb. Okay, so the first type of verb which is present in our sentence is about main verb, and this main verb tells us about the action performed in the sentence. Second one is our helping verb. Okay, and after this main verb and helping verb, we also have one type of verb which is present in our sentence, that is linking verb. Okay, now types of main verb. So here in detail we are going to discuss about our main verb or about our action verb, transitive verb and intransitive verb. See, verb is divided into two or sometimes three categories. The first part of verb, named as main verb, it is divided into two parts, transitive verb and intransitive verb. Okay, so here you can see what is the meaning of main verb. Let's see. Main verb or action verb. Main verbs or action verbs are used to express action, something that an animal, a person, or a thing does. Okay, so what type of action performed by main verb? Okay, so main verb always tell us. Okay, main verb always tell us about the action, but what type of action? The action performed by any animal, okay, action performed by any person, or action performed by anything in our sentence. Okay, so main verb tells us about the action performed by person, animal, thing, or object. Okay, example you can see here, these three examples. The sun shines. Here shines, shine, this word shows the action which is performed by sun. Okay, the second one, the horse nigh. Okay, so nighs, this word tells us the action performed by horse in the sentence. And the third example, the monkey jumps. Okay, so jumps, this word shows the action performed by monkey. Okay, so this is all about our main verb. Okay, I hope the concept of main verb is clear to you all. Now we are going to see what is the meaning of helping verb. Okay, what is the meaning of helping verb? Let's see. As the name suggests, helping verbs help or support the main verb. As its name already shows, the main work of helping verb is to provide its help to main verb which is present in the sentence. Example you can see here. We are learning about helping verbs. Okay, we are. So here, my dear student, are, A-R-E. This word is our helping verb. Okay, and learning, this is the main verb. Okay, means in this whole sentence, are and learning, there are the two type of verb words present here. Okay, but are is our helping verb and learning is our main verb. Okay. In the second one, we are in the greenhouse club. Here, my dear student, only one verb word is present, and that is not a main verb. It is a helping verb. We are. So here are is our helping verb. Okay. The third one, you should complete the work by tomorrow. So here, my dear student, again, two verbs, main verb and helping verb are present in this sentence. Like should is our helping verb and tomorrow, okay, sorry, and complete is our main verb in this sentence. Okay. This is all about our main verbs and helping verbs. Okay. Now we are going to see the third type of verb, which is called as linking verb. Now, what is the meaning of linking verb? Linking verb are also called state of being verb. Okay, linking verb means it shows a link between any two words, any two verb words. Okay, linking verbs explain a link between the subject of the sentence and a noun or adjective will being linked to it. Okay, so the main activity or the main action performed by linking verbs are they act as a linking thread between the subject of the sentence and the noun or any adjective word which is present in our sentence. Okay, example you can see here, the flowers are bright. Okay, so flowers and bright. Okay, so the linking word between this two word flower and bright is are, and are is a action word, that is verb. The diamond is the hardest substance. Here is our verb. I feel scared. Okay, so feel is our verb word. Okay, so in this way, my dear student, we also have completed our linking verb. Now we are going to see understanding verb. Now, what is the meaning of understanding verb? Okay, let's see. The words is, am, are, was, and were belong to the verb to be. Okay, so my dear student, here two words which combinedly called as a single word, that is to be. Okay, so whenever we are using, any this type of verbs, what type of verbs? What types of word is, am, are, was, and were. All this always link with to be verb. Okay, so in what cases or in what sentences we are going to use, or when we are going to use is, am, are, was, were. Okay, was, were. Let's see the use of all this verb words. We use am or was with the pronoun I. Whenever in any sentence, if the pronoun word I come, then we are going to use am or was was. This two verb words. The second category, we use is or was when the subject of the sentence is singular. Whenever the sentence is talking about any singular thing, then we are going to use is or was. Okay. The third, we use are or were when the subject of the sentence is plural. On the other hand side, if the subject which is present in our sentence, if it is present in its plural form, okay, if it is present in its plural form, then we are going to use are, were. Okay, so is and was used with singular subject, are and were are used with plural subject. Examples we can see here. I was 12 years old. Okay. The second one, I was late for school yesterday. Here, my dear student, I, in these two sentences, pronoun word I come. That's why here we use am, was. She is a wonderful singer. He was planning to meet the doctor. All these four sentences are singular subjects. All these four sentences are talking about singular subject. That's why am, was, is used here. The last two are, these questions are difficult. They were winners last year. Here we are talking about plural subject. Okay, that's why are and were used as verb word. Now we are going to see in what cases we are going to use I as is. Let's see. We use is with singular noun and pronouns he, she, it. We use I as is with singular noun and pronoun. Okay, in any sentence, my dear student, if our noun and pronoun is present in its singular form, then we are going to use is with he, she, it. Okay. Example you can see here. My school is near my house. He is acting strange today. She is writing a postcard, and the last one, a dog is a faithful animal. Here, my dear student, we are talking about any singular noun and any singular pronoun also. Okay. So in this case, we are going to use is. Now, where we are going to use are. Let's see. We use are with plural nouns and pronouns. We, you, they. On the other hand side, if our noun and pronoun is present in its plural form like we, you, they, then we are going to use our verb word. Examples you can see, the balloons are colorful. Here we are talking about plural form of balloon. That's why here are is used. The second one, we are going to win the match. We means here we are talking about a team. Okay. You are writing so untidily. They are planning to go by train. Here, my dear student, you are writing so untidily. Here we are talking about a person, about one person, but that person is not talking about herself or himself. Some other person is talking about himself or herself. That's why in this case we use I. Okay. So this is all the cases where we are going to use this verb words. Now come with me and let's complete the activity sheet number 28. Here what we have to do, let's see. Circle the action verb or verbs in each sentences given below. Here my dear student, you can see some sentences are written. Here we are going to circle the action verb word or single verb word which is present in this sentence. So let's try to do it. First one is, I discovered the cure to the disease. Okay, I discovered. First of all, this sentence is talking about a singular pronoun word. Okay, so here discovered will be your action verb. Okay, so you are going to circle this action verb. Circle it. The second one, my friend entertained his guest. So here entertained is your action verb. The third one, the postman delivered the mail. So what action performed by postman? Delivered. Okay. So circle it. The fourth one, the doctor examined my foot. Okay. So examined. Fifth one, the man conducted the orchestra. Okay. So here conducted will be your verb word. Similarly, in this way, my dear student, you can circle out or you can figure out the other action verb which is present in the respective following sentences. Okay. Now we are going to see the subject verb agreement. What is the meaning of subject verb agreement? Let's see. A sentence can be broadly divided into two parts. In your previous classes, my dear student, this concept I clearly explained to you. Our sentence is divided into mainly two parts. Okay. The subject that contains noun or pronoun, and what is the name of those two parts? Subject of the sentence and the predicate of the sentence. Okay, so the sentence always contain the noun word or pronoun word. Okay, so the subject, not sentence, sorry. The subject always contain the noun word or pronoun word. Okay, but what about predicate? What it contains? See, the predicate that contains verb. Okay, so our sentence is broadly divided into two parts, subject of the sentence and predicate of the sentence. Okay, subject always contain noun or pronoun word and predicate always contain verb word. Okay, it is very important to take care of the subject and verb agreement while framing a sentence. So to forming any kind of sentence, it is very important, or you can say it is a mandatory rule that you have to link subject with its verb, and that linking between subject with its verb in any sentence is called as subject verb agreement. Okay. It is very important that a verb must always agree with its subject to make a correct or valid sentence. So it is very important, my dear student, that the verb which is present in our sentence, they always agree with the subject which is presented in the form of noun or pronoun in the sentence. Okay. If we write, example you can see here, if you write, Sonu is playing with a ball. Okay, Sonu is playing with a ball. So here Sonu is the subject of this sentence. Okay. playing with her ball, and playing is your verb word. So here subject, okay, so here subject is agreeing with the verb which is present in this sentence. Okay, so this is your correct sentence. The second one, Sonu are playing with a ball. It is right. It is absolutely correct, because this sentence is talking about singular form of verb. Okay, so in singular case we are going to use is, not are. That's why this sentence is incorrect. Okay, so in both these sentences you can clearly see why it is very important to make a link with your subject as well as your verb word which is present in this sentence. Okay, see, in the first sentence the subject Sonu is singular, so we need a singular verb, is playing. The sentence is correct. Okay, in the second sentence the subject Sonu is singular, but the verb is plural, are playing. The sentence is incorrect. Okay, so you can clearly see what is wrong with this second sentence, because this sentence is talking about a singular noun. We are not talking about here plural form of noun or plural form of pronoun. Here we are talking about singular form. So in singular form we are going to use is, not are. Okay, now we are going to see the rules for subject verb agreement. See, I told you these two things. It is absolutely correct. But my dear students, in grammar section, we always have to follow rule. Without rule, we can't write any sentences in grammar. So what are those rules which we have to follow for subject verb agreement? So the first rule is, if the subject is singular, noun or pronoun like he, she, it, we must ensure that we use a singular verb to write a correct sentence. Okay, so the first rule which we have to follow to forming a link between subject with its verb is that if the subject, okay, if the subject of the sentence is present in its singular noun form or singular pronoun form, then we are going to use singular verb to write this sentence. Okay, example you can see, singular verb equal to, sorry, singular subject equal to singular verb. This is simple rule. Remember this thing. Singular subject equal to singular verb. Example, he enjoys music. The postman is asking for your signature. She is playing the guitar. The moon revolves around the earth. In all these four subjects, sorry, in all these four sentences, we have single noun word or single pronoun word. Okay. The second rule which we have to follow is, if the subject is plural, like we, they, those, you, we need a plural verb to write a correct sentence. Okay, whenever the subject which is present in our sentence is presented in its plural form, then we are going to see. But what type of plural words? Like we, they, those, you. If it is present in this form, we always need to use plural form of verb. Okay, first rule says singular sentence, okay, singular subject equal to singular verb. Second rule says plural subject equal to plural verb. Okay, example you can see, they enjoy music. The students were writing their exam. They are cheering the team. We have finished our homework. Here the noun or pronoun words are present in its plural form. Okay, now the third rule which we have to follow is, the collective noun are considered as singular. We use singular verb with them. Whenever we are talking about collective noun, means a group name. Okay. So whenever we are talking about a collective noun, then this collective noun is always considered as a singular form of sentence. Okay. Here we are also going to use singular verb. Okay. Remember this thing. If we are talking about collective noun which is present in our sentence, then in this case we are going to consider this collective noun as its singular form. And if it is singular, then we are going to follow singular subject equal to singular verb formula. Okay, example you can see here. The crowd was very noisy. The audience is having a gala time. Okay, our team has to own the match. My family is from India. Okay, so here my dear student, crowd, audience, team, family, all these four words comes under the collective noun category, but they are considered here as singular form. That's why we are following the singular subject equal to singular verb formula. Now the last rule which we have to follow is, we use singular verb for uncountable noun. See, if we are talking about collective noun, then also we are going to use our singular verb, okay? And on the other hand side, if we are talking about uncountable noun, the noun which we can't count, okay? Uncountable noun means this, the nouns which we can't count, okay? So for if we are talking about in our sentence, like uncountable noun, then in this case, we are going to use singular form of verb. Okay, examples you can see, there is sufficient food in the refrigerator. Okay, sufficient. Here word sufficient is your uncountable noun, because sufficient food is your uncountable noun, because you can't count at how many numbers present in the food. You can't count. Okay, so this uncountable noun word is considered as singular in nature. That's why we are going to use singular verb, that is. Okay, second one, sugar is yet to get over in the container. You can't count every bit of sugar. You can't count. It is uncountable noun. Sugar is your uncountable noun. That's why we're also going to use singular verb word is here. The third one, cold weather is a problem in this part of the country. Okay. Milk with cornflakes is one of my favorite breakfast options. Can you count each flakes which is present in cornflakes? Is it possible? No. That's why milk and cornflakes. Milk is a liquid and we can't count liquid. Liquid is always considered as a uncountable noun category. Okay. So in all these sentences, my dear student, uncountable noun are present. Okay. That's why we are going to use singular verb here. Okay. Now come with me and let's see the activity sheet number 29. Okay. So in activity sheet number 29, what we have to do? Let's see. Take the correct form of the verb that agrees with the subject. Here, my dear student, under brackets, you can see various verb words which is written in pink color. Okay, now what you have to do, you are going to take the correct form of the verb which is agreeing with the subject which is present in this sentence. Okay, so let's see. The first one is, the children always, under bracket, puts their books away. Okay, so the children always put their books away. So circle on put. The second one, either my shoes or your coat are always on the floor. Remember, we are talking about either my or your in singular form. So here either my shoes or your coat are always on the floor or is always on the floor is. The third one of my sisters are going on a trip to France. So one of my sisters are going on a trip to France. One of my sisters is going on a trip to France. Yes. The fourth one, the movie including all the previews takes about 2 hours to watch. So here the movie including all the previews take about 2 hours to watch or takes about 2 hours to watch. Here comes your takes verb. Okay. Fifth one, the players as well as the captain want to win. The players as well as the captain wants to win. So here comes your wants. Okay. Similarly, in this way, rest of the you can complete with your own. Now we are going to see the next topic of this chapter is types of action verb. Okay. We are going to see the types of action verb. Let's see. There are two types of action verbs, transitive, intransitive. Mainly, action verb is divided into broadly two categories called as transitive verb and intransitive verb. So let's see what is the meaning of, first of all, we are going to see the meaning of transitive verb. What is the meaning of transitive verb? Let's see. A transitive verb expresses an action directed towards a person, place or thing. Means those verb, okay, those verb which already or those verb which directly shows the action performed by a person, place or thing is called as your transitive verb. Okay, the action expressed by a transitive verb passes from the door or the subject to the receiver of the action. So the action which is performed by the transitive verb word. Okay, so the action which is performed by any transitive verb which is present in our sentence, okay, it always passes through the subject. Okay, and subject means what? The receiver of the action means the action which is performed by the receiver in the sentence. Okay. The third one, words that receive words that receive the action of a transitive verb are called object. Now here, who is the receiver? Here comes the question. Who is the receiver? Receiver will be object of your object of the sentence. Okay. So words that receive the action of the transitive verb are called objects. Okay. So simply what is the meaning of object of the sentence? It means the action received by transitive verb. Okay. Examples we can see here. The teacher made the question paper. Peter cut the cake. Okay. In the above two sentences, we can see that the words in color, the question paper and the cake, complete the sense of the subject or work as an object. So in these two sentences, my dear student, if you remove this red colored word, just remove it. The teacher made full stop. And here, remove the cake word. Please, Peter cut full stop. Is these two sentences are making any sense? No, because without any object, sentence is always incomplete. Okay. So you can see this act as your transitive verb here. Okay. Now example you can see here. Yeah, this is same thing. In the above words, the verbs made and cut are transitive verbs. A transitive verbs need a direct object to complete its meaning. Okay. So in short way, okay, so in short sentence, what is the meaning of transitive verb? Transitive verbs are those category of words which always need a object. Okay, transitive verbs are those category of verbs which always need object, which always need the help of object to complete its meaning. Okay, to complete its meaning. Other examples you can see. Birds have feathers. Okay, so have is your transitive verb here, and feathers. And feathers is your object. She is eating a pear. I like English. They are playing football. Okay. Now this is called as transitive verb. Now we are going to see the another type that is called as intransitive verb. Let's see what is the meaning of intransitive verb. A verb which does not need an object to make complete sense is called an intransitive verb. Opposite of transitive verb is called as intransitive verb. Transitive verb always need the object of the sentence to make itself a meaningful word. But intransitive words, okay, intransitive verb, okay, intransitive verb don't need any type of object to complete themselves. Okay, an intransitive expresses an action or tells something about the subject without the action passing to the receiver or object. Okay, so if they don't need object, it means what? They can directly perform the action. Okay, it stands alone in the predicate because its meaning is complete. Okay, and if they don't need object, it means what? They can stand alone. Okay, they can stand alone in the predicate portion of the sentence because they are itself complete. Okay, example you can see, Mr. Becker jogs every day. Mr. John speaks loudly and he looks very beautiful. The wind blew strongly. So if you are going to write all these words like, all these sentences like this, Mr. Becker jogs, full stop. Mr. John speaks, full stop. And he looks very beautiful, okay? The wind blew strongly. So here you can see, my dear student, all these four sentences, they are complete. Okay, they are complete because they don't need the help of object. Okay, so this is the differentiation between transitive verb and intransitive verb. Okay, in very simple words, my dear student, transitive verb always need the help of object to complete themselves. Okay, on the other hand side, intransitive verbs don't need any help from the object of the subject. Sorry, object of the sentence because they are itself complete. Okay. Now come with me and let's see the activity sheet number 30, which is based on transitive and intransitive types of verb. So here what we are going to do, underline the verb in the sentence below, then show whether they are transitive or intransitive by putting a check mark in the correct ones. Here what you are going to do, my dear student, here you can see some, okay, total 10 sentences are written here. Here what you are going to do, you are going to underline the verb which is present in this sentence. Then you are going to put a tick mark in the box of transitive or intransitive. Okay, so the first one is some ants fight fiercely. So here, my dear student, your fiercely is your verb word, and it comes under transitive or intransitive. Okay, it comes under your intransitive section. So you are going to put a tick mark here. The second one, he spoke the truth. Truth is your verb word and it comes under your transitive section. Okay. Now the third one, he spoke loudly. Okay, he spoke loudly. It comes under your intransitive section. In this way, my dear student, you are going to complete this section also. Okay. Similarly, just circle out, just underline your verb word which is presented in the sentence, and then put a tick mark under transitive section or under intransitive section. Okay. Okay, my dear student, in this way we have completed your chapter number 6, which is based on verbs. Okay, now my dear students, what you have to do, just go thoroughly through this chapter. Okay, because you all have to complete the rest over or the exercise of the chapter. Okay, now I'm taking leave and going to meet with you all in your next class with a new chapter. Till then, you have to take very good care of yourself, and as well as just keep a smile on your face. Bye.